What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly from a special edition of Smackdown emanating from Saudi Arabia. Plus, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including AEW Talent Frustrated, who was against The Rock becoming champion, former champion wants WWE return, plus much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. The good. Nia Jax advances to the finals. SmackDown Live from Saudi kicked off with the semi-final match for the Queen of the Ring. Nia Jax would take on Bianca Belair, and the two had an enjoyable match which managed to showcase both women's strengths. Jax has impressed since returning to WWE, and this huge win over a former women's champion is another sign that Triple H has big plans in store for the Irresistible Force. Jax now advances to take on Lyra Valkyria tomorrow night in the Grand Finals. Jax vs. WWE Women's Champion Bayley has been heavily teased on WWE TV, so it would be fair to assume that Jax is the favorite heading into the finals. Cody Rhodes vs. Randy Orton teased. Cody Rhodes vs. Randy Orton is one of the main matches rumored for SummerSlam this year, and on SmackDown, WWE aired an interesting backstage segment between the two. Although they shook hands, Orton looked conflicted and was clearly eyeing up Rhodes' WWE title. Rhodes vs. Orton is a dream match in WWE, and WWE wouldn't be teasing the match in this manner if they weren't planning on delivering it. If WWE books the match for the annual Summer Spectacular, then it's likely Orton turns heel, which is certainly an exciting prospect, as Orton delivers incredible work as WWE's resident top heel. The final build to Champion vs. Champion. WWE delivered the final segment to promote the Cody Rhodes vs. Logan Paul PLE matchup. The segment featured Logan promising not to cheat in their matchup, and Rhodes would emphasize that Logan needs to dedicate his heart and soul to WWE in order to reach his level. Rhodes' delivery was the exact push the match needed, and although the match and feud still appears thrown together, the end product should be able to deliver and potentially steal the whole show. SmackDown's women's division cooking. Since the WWE draft, WWE have been focusing on building a compelling and thriving women's division on SmackDown. On SmackDown alone, there were 2 women's matches, as well as numerous cameos backstage from female talent to set up future storylines. The women's champion Bayley was also in action against the underrated Chelsea Green, and WWE could be potentially teasing a showdown between Bayley and Green's partner Piper Niven for Clash at the Castle next month in Scotland. Is AJ Styles retiring? Could WWE be building a new storyline relating to the retirement of AJ Styles? On SmackDown, AJ was seen talking with SmackDown GM Nick Aldis, and after Aldis refused to give AJ another shot at Cody Rhodes, AJ said that Aldis is aware that he doesn't have enough time to build himself up. Is this AJ's way of telling the audience that his contract is expiring, or even that he's set to retire from WWE? A storyline where AJ is on borrowed time and just wants to win the big one before calling it a day could make for some incredible TV, so we will all have to keep a close eye to see how this storyline develops over the coming weeks and months. King Orton incoming? As expected, Randy Orton advanced to the finals of the King of the Ring by defeating Tama Tonga in SmackDown's main event. Orton vs. Tonga was a passable match, yet Tonga evidently has some work to do to fully connect with the WWE audience. Orton vs. Gunther should be an unbelievable matchup, and is a match worthy of bringing the 2024 King of the Ring tournament to a close. The bad. The Grayson Waller effect. Whilst not completely awful, the Grayson Waller effect segment felt like total filler. The segment featured numerous names including Carmelo Hayes, LA Knight, and the Street Profits, yet the segment did little other than to set up a 6-man tag team match. LA Knight received without a doubt the largest ovation of the entire show, yet it's evident that WWE have struggled with how to book LA since WrestleMania. WWE have hinted that LA vs. Logan Paul is going to take place at SummerSlam, so it's possible that one of WWE's most popular acts just lingers around in the mid-card until August. The ugly. Nothing on the show stands out as ugly. The show did a decent job in giving the King and Queen of the Ring PLE a boost, and the winners of the respective tournament matches shouldn't cause too much negative discourse among the fan base. AEW Talent Frustrated. Our top story today looks at a new report that sheds some spotlight on the talent morale within AEW. Dave Meltzer, in the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, discussed how deep the AEW roster is, and Meltzer believes that this has led to frustrations amongst talent, as most are failing to get the ring time and exposure. Not all the spending has been beneficial. On the surface, there are far too many wrestlers on the roster, which leads to a lot of frustration because most don't get the ring time and exposure they want. There are far too many older wrestlers and not enough younger wrestlers. Plus, the young wrestlers are the ones not getting enough ring time to improve and to elevate. On the flip side, some of these older wrestlers are performing at an incredibly high level, but they are still older in a television world based around youth. Meltzer is correct in the sense that the AEW roster is incredibly stacked and possibly too large. We have seen over the past 2 years numerous disgruntled AEW talent complain about this exact issue, and this is something that Tony Khan needs to address. Nevertheless, AEW are set to celebrate their 5-year anniversary this weekend, as they will present Double or Nothing 2024, which will be headlined by a triple main event. Mercedes Moné shoots on WWE exit. Mercedes Moné, aka Sasha Banks, has finally revealed why she infamously left WWE in 2022. Speaking to The Ringer, the talented star stated, "I don't like being handcuffed. The only place to grow is with change, and I needed that change. My mission statement is to make women's wrestling globalized here in AEW, and I want to accomplish so many things here. I want to wrestle the best." Moné walked out of WWE along with Naomi back in May of 2022, as they didn't agree with the creative direction for them both. And although there were substantial rumors that Moné could be returning to WWE, she eventually decided to sign with AEW, where she is currently one of their top stars. Moné is set to wrestle Willow Nightingale on Sunday night at Double or Nothing in a highly anticipated matchup, who was against The Rock winning the WWE title. During WrestleMania XL season, it was reported by several sources that The Rock was advocating for himself to become WWE champion at WrestleMania. A new report from Dave Meltzer in the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter has revealed 2 key names who were strongly against the idea. One name was Triple H, who was likely fully invested in Cody Rhodes finishing his story. The other name was Roman Reigns. Reigns being against the idea may come as a surprise to many, yet Reigns, like Triple H, was probably emotionally invested in the storyline with Rhodes. It's not clear when The Rock will return to WWE TV, yet a WWE title match with Rhodes seems like the likely destination for a Big 4 PLE within the next 12 months. When it comes to Reigns, little to no information has been made available when it comes to his return. However, there are rumors that the former world champion may return to TV as a babyface. Final King and Queen of the Ring match card. Following SmackDown from Saudi, we now have a final King and Queen of the Ring match card. On the kickoff show will be Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae for the women's tag team titles. The matches for the main show include the King of the Ring finals between Randy Orton and Gunther, the Queen of the Ring finals between Nia Jax and Lyra Valkyria, Sami Zayn versus Bronson Reed versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental title, Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World title, Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul for the undisputed WWE title. Former champion wants WWE comeback. Our final story today looks at an interesting interview from former Divas champion Kelly Kelly. In an interview with Mackenzie Mitchell, Kelly discussed a range of topics, and notably, Kelly had a ton of praise for one half of the women's tag team champions, Jade Cargill. I just started watching Jade and I didn't really in AEW, but now that she's in WWE, I'm looking at her looks. I'm like, that's what I would be doing if I were still wrestling. I just feel like her gear is just like very reminiscent of the sparkles and like the glass. It's just cool. Kelly would then state that a face-off between her and Cargill would be really cool, of course implying that she's interested in either a match or a segment with one of WWE's brightest young talents. Would you be interested in seeing Kelly have another run in WWE? Let us know in the comments below. There you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Don't forget to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time, back for some more wrestling content.